Radio. Welcome to week 1 workshop, how to create a study plan and stick to it. I'm Mrs. Moore, and this is one of the first in a series of workshops just to help you get started in preparing for upcoming exams or any assessment tasks. This is going to help you do that as well, but especially for exams. So, first of all, you need to be able to access a empty timetable like the one you can see here. Hopefully your teacher or myself has emailed this to you. Otherwise, they're pretty simple to make on Word. What's really important is you have the times on the left-hand side. And in hindsight, it might even also be a great idea to add 2 more columns of Saturday and Sunday, especially if you have jobs on those days and you want to block out some time for study. That can be really helpful as well. So easy to do, just right click on the Friday column and add 2 more columns for Saturday and Sunday. So that's step 1. Download that document, save it onto your desktop so that you don't lose it. And what we will do from there is we will begin to add your subjects. So as you can see, I've done that with my timetable currently. It's pretty easy. I like to color code them. I think that for me is just visually, I can have a quick look to see what I'm doing at what time. And color coding is really helpful, especially to see if you've got a balance across those 2 weeks. Remember, we have an A and a B week, so that will be different. So have 2 of those and specify which ones are which. This will take you a little bit of time, so please feel free to pause the video while you fill in your subjects. And then when you are done, come back to us. All right, step 2 is also pretty simple. I want you to now add your work commitments. Now, these are really important to put in there. They take up a lot of some of you guys have work commitments, and it takes up a lot of your time. And you need to be able to put that into your timetable so you can see that as an overall picture. Please make sure if you're unsure of your shift, maybe you can block out a line that just designates what times it could be on those days, just to give you a bit of an overview, especially if you have the Saturday and Sunday columns as well, put those in, because you'll see at the end of this, it's important to be able to look at how much time you have spare across the fortnight. All right, so again, pause and then come back when you have added your work shifts. Step number 3, also pretty explanatory. I want you to add any other commitments. That could be a sporting commitment, if you like to go for a run or a swim in the afternoon like I do. Try and put in the times of the week where that usually will occur. It could also be you might want to block out some time for family commitments, those sorts of things. So they're good to, again, they may change, but it's good to put in there just as a bit of an overview of what's coming up. They can change, of course, and it's a working document, so you can change these week by week. So it doesn't actually have to be set in stone, but it's a good idea to have them in there. Step number 4. Now, this is something that some of you are really used to doing and some are not at all. But it's actually a really important step, especially as you head into Year 11 and Year 12 exams. You have to do more. You have to do some more study and commit some more time, because what you are doing now is you're learning your subjects and your content, but to be able to revise in a good amount of time for your exams coming up, you need to be able to commit some more time to that. Now at SBCC, we're really lucky. We have the study centre upstairs of the senior school building, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, where there is always teachers up there who can also give you a bit of an extra hand. But what's a really good idea is to at least commit 1 afternoon a week to stay back. So this might be something you need to talk to your family about to see what day that might fit with your driving or your transport commitments. But if you put it in that timetable, you're much more likely to commit to that. And that can be potentially a good hour and a half of extra that you do at home that you may not, you do at school that you may not do at home. So also, again, really important. Step number 5. I'd like you also, something you may not be used to doing, is adding at least one lunchtime a week where you seek extra help from a teacher. Now, I know for a fact that the maths department, they hold maths lunch club every single day, where each of those maths teachers take turns to sit downstairs in the senior school building to offer their help to any student who needs it. That is incredibly generous with their time, and if you think about it, that's free tutoring. If you don't know how much tutoring costs, look it up, because then you may appreciate what that actually looks like. In saying that, if it's not maths that you help, any of the other teachers, if you kindly email them or talk to them in advance, I am sure they can block out some time to do that for you as well, especially if you have particular issues coming up to an exam, like you really need to talk to your English teacher about which quotes that you need to focus on for your essays, for example. Your English teachers would be more than willing to do that as well, but you just need to ask, and obviously ask politely. This is a really important step. Only one a week at this stage that I think is good to commit to, but obviously if you want more, that's a really good thing to do as well. So pop that in for your step number 5. Then step number 6 is going to take you a little bit more time as well. Wherever you have your study periods, now some of you don't have many at this stage, but you will certainly get some more next term when you head into year 12, especially if you drop some subjects. But the key to this is to divide your subjects across those study areas so that you have a balance of what you're looking at in those study times. Don't just focus on the subject that you enjoy doing in those in that study time, because that's obviously not going to help you in the long run. You need to look at your subjects, divvy them up, and be able to, devote time to all of them across those study periods. So step number 6, do that please for me. Then I want you to step back now. I want you to look at that document. Are you doing too much? Are your work commitments really getting in the way of revising properly for your exams? Are you not using your study periods very well? Or are you doing too little? By adding those things on there, does it make you realize, I haven't really done enough study, or I'm not committing myself to what I could be doing? Your teachers, we're not asking you to commit every moment of your life to this, but certainly as you are senior students now in year 11 and 12, you do need to step up to be able to achieve the results that you really want to. So step back, have a look at it, see if there's any things you need to consider. For example, you know what, maybe 4 shifts a week after school is not going to be very good for me heading towards these exams, and it might be something that you want to talk to your family or your employer about to be able to reduce that, especially over the next year and a half. Because when we head into year 12, it's going to get harder. So you need to really look at that. I know money is great, but so is getting the results that you need to. Okay, so reflect for a moment, have a look at it, even take it home, get your family to have a look and see if you're doing too much or too little at this stage and how you can fix that up. Now, finally, I'm just going to leave you with a couple of things that are really important. Stick to it. There's no point doing this and then never looking at it again. I highly suggest that you print out a colour version, stick it on your locker, or like I do, I put it on my laptop under my case so that it's always there. Another way I do it as well is I screenshot that timetable and it sits on a post-it note on my desktop, so that it is constantly something I look at every time I open that computer. You also need to seek out those teachers that you need the extra help with. So maths, yes, they are there every lunchtime, but if you do need to tap a different teacher on the shoulder, you need to do that. Don't just expect them to come to you. Teachers are not mind readers. We will do everything we can do to help, but you need to reach out. And this last one's actually really important. Find a buddy or a couple of buddies that will do this with you. So you might be sitting with some friends now, and let's say, which lunchtime are we going to commit to, so that you're just not sitting there on your own in maths club. So, you'll still be doing work, but having a couple of people there with you with the same focus can be really helpful. And especially in the afternoon study sessions, You might need to arrange transport. So if you are with your friends on the same afternoon, that could be much more doable. Okay, so finding a buddy, being accountable to each other, committing to doing the same amount, or at least, you know, what's on your timetable will be really helpful to help you to stick this out. We're only a couple of weeks really away from your exams. So this is something you really should do now. And a great idea would be to show your PC teacher, see what they think. We're pretty good at looking at timetables now and gauging whether or not it's doable. And we are more than happy to do that for you. So hopefully that was helpful. There's a bit there, so go back and have a look, spend some time looking at your timetable, filling it all in, and importantly, reflect. Thanks, guys.